Well, hey, welcome everyone. I'm Nat, and I'm really thrilled to have everybody here tonight. It's Thursday night, and it's our night with the amazing Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello,
Say hello.
everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We're thrilled to pieces to come to you every Thursday night at 7 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, I think it is, right, Michael? And
That's
with
correct.
no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to Michael because he has a fascinating topic for you tonight. And we like to keep everything right on time. We appreciate your time and value it very, very highly. Okay. So here we go. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, and an author, an entrepreneur, and oh, so much more. I'm going to go through this kind of a quick recap, okay? Because we only do this for 30 minutes. But I could go on and on and on and dole out copious accolades for this amazing man. But he's the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He's been a spiritual teacher, multidimensional healer, and an energy transformational coach for over 30 years. He connects and works with your soul, your oversoul, your light body, your energetic body, your sub and unconscious mind, life force energy, body frequencies, body timing, vibrations, emotional, mental bodies, and oh, so much more. The depth of what he does is truly amazing. And I know he offers a complimentary consultation. I'm just going to let everybody know that you deserve to at least take him up on that complimentary consultation. Whether you ever go any farther or not, you need to have that connection with Michael. It's truly, truly mind boggling and amazingly priceless. Okay. Uh, he also offers workshops, including reconnecting to God, the true source, cellular release, manifestation. My goodness, I can't talk. Manifestation protocols, energy, multidimensional healing, enlightenment, and many other things. His vast store of knowledge includes positive affirmations, spiritual techniques, and that powerfully affect your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, family, vocation, and life path to achieve your unlimited life. He has just completed the formation of a 501c3 nonprofit, and I hope that sometime today in this live that we do, that he has an opportunity, takes a few minutes to tell you more about that. He's also an international intuitive consultant for corporations traveling over half the world. His clients are in the United States, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries. This amazing man has even been on international radio shows. So on that note, Michael, I know I went kind of quickly, but I know that your topic is incredibly important and the people need to hear this. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and let you take over, and I'm going to mute out. But I will put all Michael's contact information in the Facebook chat. So feel free to copy the chat or the comments, whatever it is, because you definitely don't want to miss your opportunity to connect with this incredible man. Here you go, Michael.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, the subject of the emotions of the past create your realities of the day. And using a trite old cliche that the true source gave me, the past predicts the present predicts the future. And think for a moment, we're always comparing the past with the present, and it's pretty much instantaneous. And I always use that example again. Would you like a hot fudge sundae with whipped cream and nuts? And you go, yep. I said, and it's instantaneous. And then I said, if you'd like a hot fudge sundae, whipped cream, cherries, vanilla ice cream, and jalapeno peppers and sauerkraut, you'd tell me to take a hike. So indeed, this is how we're always comparing. But what's more important is that this is a year of karma, 2024. And some of this karmic energy is going to continue for over the next 5 and 6 years. A little less powerful, but nevertheless, they'll still be there. And this is a great opportunity for us to get out of living in the past. Therefore, if something occurred in the past and it's thrown up in your thoughts or it comes up, it means you need to take a look at it and see why is it still in your present? How is it controlling and manipulating you? It would be so simple as somebody said one day you're stupid, forgot all about it, something happened, and you said, oh, that's a foolish, stupid mistake. Beam, you're going back to where that occurred, and then you're feeling down, a little depressed or angry or upset. But we're always comparing the present with the past. Always, 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 always. And remember, it becomes our future. So our blocks, our anger, our frustrations, our unhappiness, our loss of direction, our depression and anxiety all stems from the past. And my question to all of you who are listening to this, how long do you want to live in the past? Even if the past was glorious and you were just abundant with joy and happiness and finances and everything was going your way, and then all of a sudden, boom, you kind of hit a little wall and things aren't going as well. And how many times do we meet souls that are living in the past? I used to do this, I was that, and so on and so forth. But all that was in the past is a beautiful, powerful growth period for you. Why is a growth period? As a human being, we seem to learn more when we're angry or upset and run into a block, as opposed when everything's hunky dory. I used to be, working with a lot of clients, especially in some was marketing and sales my old days. And I used to tell them, don't tell me what I'm doing right because I know what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong because I need to correct that. And that's so important for us to actually absolutely embrace that energy. What's also too is that we get messages. And I remember I'm talking to someone, even today, and they're talking about something, goes, yep, there's a message for me, something I need to change. And I say, thank you, True Source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You, I, all of us are always in the flux. Change, change, change. When you resist change is when you become stuck. When you become stuck, you become annoyed, aggravated, then everything goes kittywampus sooner or later when you're stuck. But when you reach out for the present and touch the future with your thoughts, knowing that the future is mutable. In other words, whatever is going on in the present can be changed more positive, increased more powerful, can create chaos or blocks or anger or even negative emotions and fears and doubts. But remember one thing, all about your life is you. You're in charge of your life. How much power do you want to give to something that is negative? I see people that talk behind their backs. I see people that think they know it all. I see people that are controlling and manipulative. I see people, new word, ghosting. I see all kinds of things going on and how we're all misled. All those blocks in the past, and even that come up now in the present, and may or may not be in the future unless you want to heal and release it. Everything is for a purpose. And the purpose is for you to look at your life and say, been there and done that one. No way. But just because something didn't work in the past doesn't mean it won't work in the present. Perhaps you were a little advanced or ahead of yourself, or whatever may be occurring. Or perhaps it no longer suits your direction in life. And it's so important for us to think, what is our direction in life? And each morning when you get up, I would make a suggestion. And that suggestion is program your day. Well, what does that mean? I would just say, call upon the true source. This day go joyous, happy. I get all my work done. All these things. What are you setting in motion? You're setting in motion a manifestation, a frequency, an energy that everything goes well, smoothly, easily, and effortlessly. That's how much powerful you are. That's how much you are in control of your life. That's what you can create in your life. And if you don't think you create anything in your life, take a look at your life from this point forward backwards. Look at all the challenges you created. Look at all the things you overcame. Look at all the things you're blocked with. Look at all your fears and doubts. Fears and doubts is nothing but a time for you to take a look at yourself and saying, what's owning me? What's controlling me? What's blocking me? And why am I not moving forward? Well, why aren't you moving forward? Usually because you have a fear or a doubt being unworthy. Oh, there's that word again. Low self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. Those three words. It's so incredible what's happening. If you realize that you are in control of your life, and just like you get in a car, you start up the car, you choose the direction you're going to. There are probably many different directions you can go to end up at a point. or the same point you want to end up at. I know Tia would like to add something, so go ahead.
I have a question. Why is it that some of us don't feel like we're okay where we are, we're complacent where we are, we're happy where we are, and they don't desire to move forward. They're content right where they are. So is that just is their soul slumbering, or what's going on there?
Well, I'm going to tell you, unless you hear a message, sit back and relax, you need to regather your energies and so on. Unless you feel that, the fear of moving forward is just a block and a fear. Fear of moving forward, FF, fear forward. And that's so much for us to look at. I like the way they are. I don't want to rock the boat. Why? You're afraid of moving ahead. You're afraid of losing something. What is your real fear? What is your real block? At this point in time, you cannot stand still in time. You can't stop time from going forward. You can't stop day from becoming night from becoming day. You can't stop the months from going forward. You can't stop the hours from going forward, and you can't stop the years. So, what is really going on in your life? And what's going on in your life is fear of something not going well in your life. There are always opportunities, and the opportunities can be really minor, like having a lunch, or relaxing, or taking a nap, or creating a new idea, a new thought, a new business. All the great new inventions that have come forth in the high 90%, but could be a little less, a little more, came from individuals with dreams. That's how it came forth. And that is so important. Somebody had a dream. Big corporations usually don't like to make changes where it costs a lot of money because they want an ROI, return on their investment. New concepts and ideas come from individuals. And if we look at Howard Schultz, here in Seattle, we're supposed to be the coffee capital of the world. He had an idea. He started in his garage. I have a friend that knew it personally, and he said, started in his garage. And it just grew and grew and grew. And look at Jeff Bezos, had an idea that you would have a book called Kindle. And look what that happened. And yet, if we look at Sears and Roebuck, or J.C. Penney, or Montgomery Ward's, or others, they all had catalogs. It was out there. So what happened? The bean counters went too expensive to make catalogs, so you just have to come to the store. Wow. They quit 6, 7 years too early. Because look what happened to Amazon. They could have been as great. And then we look at Walmart, and finally Walmart's trying to play catch up by selling things online. Just bringing out those thoughts, because those thoughts are very, very powerful. Here's a little story about Sears and Roebuck. Sears was doing just fair. But in the South, what had happened was there were a lot of minorities. And the minorities couldn't get what they wanted. And sometimes the shop owners would sell inferior things at higher prices, or they would charge prices so high they couldn't afford it. But when they got a Sears catalog, they didn't know who you were, male, female, color of your skin. They made products that were reliable and good. And it's really the South, the people, the poor people, the people of color in the South that made Sears and Roebuck really, really famous. And I remember one of my students said, gee, we used it. And we used it all year. In fact, Michael, we used it in the outhouse for toilet paper. Like, really cracking up. But I understand people did that. But basically, I was in Whitefish, Montana, and with a friend of mine. And so I was talking to the real estate man. He said, those are Craftsman houses. He said, well, they look like 100 years old, but I mean, are they that beautiful inside, made by a craftsman, by a carpenter? He looked at me. No, Craftsman houses made by Sears and Roebuck. They would buy a whole house. Oh, wow. And they're 100 years old. My goodness. Sears did everything. They were everything to everybody, but they had a dream. And I'm coming back to you. Why are you living in the past? Why are you letting the blocks of the past Why are now you not living in the present? Don't live in the future. And the reason I say that, because you have hopes and dreams, and sometimes they'll come to fruition, sometimes they don't. You get depressed, nothing's working, nobody's listening to me, yada, 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 yada. But if you're living in the present, say, I am going to right now write a book. I am going to do this or that. I am going to create a business that, let's say, has beautiful vases. And I'm going to create a need for that. And I'm doing this and that. Well, wow. You can do something beautiful. Find your niche in life. I am now being happy. I am now being joyous. I'm now being loving. I am now, 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 now. Don't live in the future. Because right now, these words which I am saying to you are milliseconds in the past. It's already in the past. My future is still open. When I talk to each one of you, I'm channeling the information. And as you know, I don't know what I'm going to say. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to talk about until the last minute. But it's always phenomenal because it comes from true inner source guidance to my soul to relate to you. My message to all of you is the only limitations you have is the limitations you create out of fear, anxiety, hate, out of low self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. You know, I've met some people and they always have to be here in the forefront of everything. And someone used the word FOMO. I said, well, FOMO, what's that? FOMO. Oh, don't you know what it? No, I don't know what it means. Afraid of missing out. Oh my goodness. I learned a new word, FOMO. And I know it's several years old. But it's so interesting. So here we are at a precipice in our life. Everyone has a precipice in a life, a point where you run into a brick wall, where you're being asked by your soul, change directions and let go of the past and move forward. I've watched businessmen somewhere between 48, 49, and 55, almost every one of them run into a crisis. And I tell them, don't worry about it. You're going to get out of this. Sometimes they ask suggestions, which I give them, or I just give them hope. And then they rebound and they're bigger than they ever were before. Every person that's gone bankrupt has rebounded and come back even bigger. What does that tell you? It tells you two things. One, that your direction in life has to be changed. Two, that you're unlimited and you can create anything you so desire. That's what's so powerful. You are powerful. Think about that. You are powerful. You designed your body, right? You eat too much, you're overweight. You know, if there's a comedian, he's a Mexican comedian. His name is Fluffy. I love him. He's so funny. I can't wait to watch him. If you ever watch him, he's just wonderful. But he takes his weight and everything that he's doing. He's got multiple voices and he's funny. Then there was another comedian, John Panette, who was extremely overweight, unfortunately passed away. But he would talk about food and things, and you would just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. He's so funny. What these beautiful souls did, whatever they faced, they merchandised it. Merchandise means we took it, we made lemons into honey. Take your life now. And if it's honey, add more honey to it. But we are facing challenges. We're afraid to say what we want to say. We're afraid that we may offend anybody. You can't even speak the truth. It's so fascinating. I was watching something that was really humorous, and this woman was interviewing a man, and he was trying to teach him how women think. And she would ask him certain questions. And finally, she said, tell me, when your wife sees a woman and says, isn't she gorgeous? And she look great? Doesn't she look beautiful? What are you going to say? He said, I know that one. She said, what is it? What woman? What woman? I don't know. What woman are you talking about? He said, yes, you are being led into a trap. I'm not picking on women. I'm just saying we create traps for other people because we're looking for accolades. Part of getting out of the past is realizing there's an old cliche, God don't make no junk, right? That's the cliche. You are very precious. You can create and do anything you so desire. You don't have to have an intellect of a genius. Many things that were created by people who were not geniuses. They just had common sense, had a little bit of mechanical understanding, and they created the beautiful things in a life. And that's what's so important. But look at you. You face challenges every day, whether it's going to traffic, figuring out what to eat, your family, friends, your wife, your husband, whatever it is. You face challenges. Somehow through the end of the day, you get through them, don't you? Sometimes I call it muddling. Just, I don't know how I got through it. I just did it, right? But there's some genius within you. Everybody has that flicker of genius. That genius is creativity. And creativity is how you live your life. What you created in the past. It's in the past. Can't see it. Bye bye. Future. Boy, the sun is going to rise and it's going to be a new day or new dawn. Oh, cliche. In that moment, you have the choice to live in happiness or joy, or fear, hate, and anxiety. Remember, the past predicts the present, and the present predicts the future. Ask yourself, am I stuck? Am I living in the past? What doubts do I have? Am I worthy? Who says I'm not worthy? Maybe some friends, relatives growing up, your teachers, or whatever. But why would they say that to you? And I will tell you why. Because when someone criticizes you, they are actually criticizing themselves. That weakness that they think they see in you, keywords think, they see in themselves, and they're expressing it. Why? Because we're always comparing the past with the present. And they're seeing you in their life. They may go into denial, but I will tell you, 99.9 times out of 100, they really, really see their life in your life. And that's why they may judge or criticize you. There are others who will say, hey, I've been there and done that one. Let me share what I've done. Don't know if it'll work for you, but let me share it. And you're the person that you're telling is going to think about it. Think about that you're divine. You're an aspect of part of the true source. Remember, the Old Testament, we're made in the image of God. Jesus Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within. Remember that? You are the only person that can create love and joy and happiness. Not necessary for you to do it for others. It's a beautiful thing. It's a kind thing to do. Certainly you try, I try, but I have to honor those souls who reject it. And I go, well, I say a little prayer and ask the true source for them to awaken from their slumber of doubt and fear and anxiety. But every time you face a challenge, every time you overcome it, guess what? You become more empowered. The problem is you've forgotten it. It started as a little tyke. You had a little bicycle, three-wheeler. You overcame and learned how to ride it, right? And then maybe you had a bicycle. You had the training wheels on it, and you got to push, and you learned to ride it. Or perhaps you're playing soccer, and you had to learn to play soccer, or badminton, or volleyball, or whatever it is. You overcame those obstacles. Were you the champion? Unimportant. You learned how to do it. And that's what's important. Becoming the champion, no one should become a champion. There's only one direction, down. That's the only direction. Do you know why champions eventually retire? Because they realize they're at the end of their line. And they realize that they continue, then they won't be able to be a winner anymore, won't be adored. Therefore, what do? They retire in glory. And that glory you can relive by looking at those beautiful trophies or pictures. But when you relive that glory, don't live in that glory. Live in the present. That means if I did this in the past, I can create this in the present and the future. And if you're living in the past, then you are a slave of your fears. That's so important. So there's the other cliche. Are you the master of your life, or are you the slave of your fears? Think about that. There's no such thing as slavery of your fears unless you create it. And then we get the yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. Uh huh, uh huh. And for me, I try to help souls, and I'm sure you do too. But when you get the yes, but, you point it out gently. Then they get annoyed, and then you change the subject because they're not ready to listen. But what did you do? You planted a seed for them to think about. All your life, everyone around you have been your teacher and planting seeds for you to look at. A little boy running around that's 5 years old, and you may be 60 or 50. That little boy's a teacher showing you how to have fun. Or the little girl that's laughing and she's bouncing around and she's showing you she can do anything, whether you're a male or female. And what do we have in society today? On my phone, on my phone. Where's the creativity? I mean, they have a lot of beautiful abilities to use their phone and computer savvy. But really, what are they creating? What are they really doing? They're just stuck in a fantasy world, not knowing what's wrong or what's right. Except if it's on the internet. And remember, it must be on the internet, it must be true. So I share all these things with you because we're running out of time. But I'd like all of you to know the past predicts the present predicts the future. What direction are you going in? Where do you want to arrive? And what you want to become? So thank you. Next week, we're going to have some more exciting things to talk about. So I'd like to share with all of you that on every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30, called Soul Awakening. What's that? I'm glad you asked. Soul
Yeah.
Awakening means that you ask questions about spiritual things, anything, and hopefully I can answer you. And then there's a 10-minute motivational message, which I think there are 321 or 322 now. However, I invite all of you to join, and here's how you join. It's freeconferencecall.com, so you can do it in your pajamas. And Q, would you share that?
Absolutely, Michael. The number is 202-926-1059, and the access code,
125446
I'll give
One
it
more
again.
time, please.
Yeah. 202-926-1059, and the code, Michael.
125446 Using the same telephone numbers, same code, the second Saturday of every month, which is so dear to my heart, called the Mass Consciousness. Starts at 9:55 a.m., goes to 11:01. And in the first 5, 6 minutes, some people a little slow in showing up. We have a little chat. And after that, somewhere around 10:01, 10:02, we go into silence. So if you join us late and you hear silence, we're already meditating. And somewhere around 10:58, we come out of meditation. I play a little bit of music, say a couple of things, and we're through for the day. But I want to share what happened for me the last Saturday. And I was doing that, and all of a sudden I saw this most beautiful angel, all in white. What a beautiful woman spread her white wings all over Mother Earth. Oh my gosh. Thank you for helping us to reach all these people. Thank you, thank you. It's so beautiful, so exciting. And others have seen other things. But what's important is that the law of right action and correct exchange, or some people say pay it forward. The time you give up, a little over 1 hour, the love and healing you said comes back to you too. And hopefully it lasts more than a month. But you'll just pretend you got a Tesla, charge it up, come in every second Saturday of the month and get recharged. To access that information, we'll give you the same telephone number as the Soul Awakening.
Okay, one more time. I saw a beautiful rainbow around Mother Earth, and it was incredible. So we all have different experiences when we get together, but the bond and the energy that comes together when we all unite on this call, it's so powerful for our planet. We really truly need that, Michael. So I'm really glad you do that. That number one more time is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. I ask all of you, spread the word and join us on Tuesdays and on the second Saturday of every month. And of course, every Thursday from 7 o'clock rather to 7:30, Tio and I do a podcast. You can see these podcasts on Dr. Michael B. Gross on YouTube. Also, those 10-minute motivational thoughts with award-winning pictures by the award-winning photographer, Tio Knapp. But also these 10-minute motivational messages around 321. What if you're stuck in traffic? Grumble, grumble, grumble. I'm stuck in traffic. I got to get home. Or you're really upset, or let's supposing you've had a hard day at work and you have a lunch break. What if you could listen to those 10-minute messages? Guess what? We have a way for you to do it on your phone. And they start from number 3 to 322. We're going to give you that telephone number. You're going to push in the access code. And whatever number feels right, like, I think I'll listen to 131. I don't know what it is. There's no name to it. And you go, wow, it's just what I needed to hear. I realize intentionally I didn't give a name to it because I don't like to look through 320 different names. I'd rather trust my soul will pick the right one. To access that information on your phone or on your home or whatever, cell phone, do you give them that number?
The number is 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. Same access code.
One more time. It's 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
Access code is 125446 pound. We'd like to take another couple minutes and like all of you to realize that we have something special, and that is a complimentary session, 20 minutes to a half an hour. And I've given my private cell number. I know Tio so kindly put it into the chats. That's 253-222-1096. That's 253-222-1096. So please take advantage. Give me a call. If I can't get back to you right away, call and leave a message. Do not text me. I won't look at my text at the end of the night, and sometimes my night ends at 2 o'clock in the morning. Call me. I see there's a phone call, then I look for the text. So please do that. And one more important, beautiful item, and that is we have our books called Healing the Holes in Your Soul by Tio Knapp. It's the story of going into chaos, into the mud, and coming out in the sun and smelling like 1,000 roses. It's like the mythological bird rising from the ashes, the phoenix. True story of joy, story of sadness, but a story of an outcome of overcoming all the trials and tribulations of life. It's a beautiful book.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much, Michael. But I highly encourage everybody to start over here with the Spiritual Primer written by the amazing Dr. Michael Gross. Because had it not been for this book and that incredible man sitting virtually right next to me, the book he's holding wouldn't even be in existence. He has worked so tirelessly and so long and hard to get me to move out of that quagmire of my life and my past so I can actually look for a beautiful future and live in the present. So start with this book. I highly encourage everyone to get a copy of this. And the best way to get that, Michael, is
to go to Dr. Michael Gross, 1 or 7, whichever one you want, at gmail.com. One word, Dr. Michael Gross, numerical 1 or numerical 7 at gmail.com. It's no longer on Amazon. They have sold out. And I decided I'll take a little break from Amazon. Not that they're not a great company, they are, but I can give you a personal inscription and I can tune into your name and write something special for you. So please think about ordering it if you so desire, and you can get it directly from me. T will have that information. I already gave it to you.
Yep.
Everyone, just remember one thing. We appreciate you. You are very important to us. Your life is important. And remember, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Invite your friends next Thursday.
Namaste.
Namaste.
We love you. We love you, love you, love you.
Happy belated Heart Day, right? Thank you, everyone.